This is not the anonymous show, this is the KaK and Mac show, or Mac and KaK, any which way you like. We were going to talk about neurolinguistic programming.
We will do later.
In the media. And so we have some media here.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, there we go. Canterbury cannibal put in secure hospital. Now, would you think this man was a priest? It says sex offender is moved from jail. How come the sex offenders that are in Parliament and your local councils and your local police forces and in your local children's home who are supposed to be looking after our kids, how come they're all getting away with it?
Because they investigate themselves, and guess what? We found nothing wrong.
You go and try and report it, but who do you report it to?
But if you actually look at that there, that headline, what I get from that is, well, sort of linguistic program, but Canterbury cannibal, Putin, secure hospital.
Cannibal the cannibal.
Putin.
Oh, very clever. Putin,
Yes.
Putin, yeah. Look, to Russia with love. We've just done that. Yeah, that's most interesting, my friend. Canterbury cannibal, Putin in secure hospital. Anyway, it says Canterbury cannibal Dale Bollinger, named after champagne, has been moved to a US psychiatric hospital for high-risk sex offenders. Now, this is Canterbury in England. It's been moved to the US. What does that tell you? That the US government and the British government are actually in it together? Again, isn't that a strategic partnership that's been going on for eons?
Yes, yes it is. Of course, we've got a special friendship. That's what it is. Because our government isn't supposed to, although they have been, spy on us under law, international law. They're not supposed to spy on us. So what they do is they let the Americans spy on us, and we spy on the Americans, and then we just trade. We trade their stuff for them, and they trade our stuff back to us. And that way they don't get done, they don't breach the law or the statutes and acts, but they still do the spying.
Oh. It says, about my fetish, I don't think I really want to read some of these to tell you. Cannibalism. Mainly the hunting and preparation of young and sometimes not so young women.
Sure he's not a royal?
Or boys. Are you sure he's not a royal? On the gory side, and I have a large number of recipes that I'd love to try out. I mean, the person that wrote this, Chris Bucktin, has he actually gone to the US psychiatric hospital for high-risk sex offenders and interviewed this chap? It's amazing how they seem to get these interviews. What else has been in the news? I am feline like death warmed up. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Death.
Death who?
Death. Hold on, I've had some nerve agent. Only joking. Half of family's car's too small for 3 child seats. I can't breathe. Viagra gets hard sell at the chemist because it's not selling elsewhere. Have you ever tried it?
No.
Apparently makes you impotent.
I don't know.
I heard it on some internet video show by some bloke called Salon.
I have researched into that, and apparently that's what happens, yes.
I've tried it. It makes all the blood rush to your head. Sex education, exactly. Sex education helps cut teen pregnancy. My knees feel new thanks to this miracle support. Crippled by osteoarthritis.
Oh, there's a cure for that.
Yeah, apparently so. It was on This Morning the other day.
Yeah.
Some woman, you've not seen this clip, but I know you don't watch TV, but yeah, I was round at a friend's house and it said on this article that this woman, she says, I've cured myself of cancer using cannabis oil, and there was a cannabis specialist there with a little beard.
Cannabis cures cancer?
But they've changed it now, yeah, apparently, allegedly. But when you look on YouTube, it says, my cancer is getting better, sort of, with the oil.
Alleviated.
Right, because they've changed it. Anyway, we have got some more news today from these dirty rags which we found on top of one of those bins that are going to be £9,000 by the year's out. So, world expels Putin's spooks. Now that was something we missed out.
Ah, yes.
One day they were called, there he is, Vlad, and not Vlad the Impaler, who's related to the Queen of England and George Bush and all the rest of them. Apparently they were diplomats.
Yes.
Then according they were spies, so I asked the British government how come they let them stay anyway before, if they knew they were spies, and now they're spooks, which is like ghosts, so they really weren't there at all. But the KGB and MI5 and MI6 sort of work together, do they?
Oh yes, yes.
Right.
You can't have total
This says
control.
Tran and wife, Jake, who used to be a woman, weds Hannah, who was a man. Each to their own. Good luck to them. Oh, he was in the army before. Oh, no, she was in the army. We've mentioned this before, didn't we?
But she's he and he's she.
Yeah. Well, the she, sorry, the he, who's now a she, was in the army. Trans Army Officer Hannah Winterbourne. What else have we got? Hurrah, rah, thrash Putin.
More bullshit.
So it's pretty much the same crap in all of these rags today.
Yep.
The Viagra stuff, Captain Hannah. Oh, look at this.
Oh, what a shock.
4 in BBC abuse exposed cleared. 4 youth custody workers exposed on Panorama, and that's a BBC television programme apparently. Allegedly. Oh, by the way, you know the BBC, they have one of these TV licences, right? And every now and then it gets put up. But
Yeah.
do you know who's put up the TV licence recently? Do you know who's...
Government.
The government have put up the BBC TV licence, not the BBC. Now what does that tell you? So yeah, 4 youth custody workers exposed on Panorama allegedly abusing inmates have been cleared after the BBC documentary was shown to be flawed.
Yes, you didn't have the BBC's permission to do it. That's a flaw.
They were secretly filmed allegedly assaulting and threatening youths at Medway Secure Training Centre in Rochester, Kent. But Maidstone Crown Court, who are probably completely corrupt, like all the courts are, I'm sure you'll agree,
Absolutely.
heard the BAFTA-winning half-hour programme showed only a snapshot of 150 hours of footage. Undercover journalist Robert Padmore had only completed a course at film school and stopped and started his camera when he wanted.
Yeah, but that is standard work. They do 150 hours of it and then they narrow it down to one programme. They only put the important stuff in it. So that's not like they've made a mistake. That's what they do. That's how they make them.
Do you know, if people were arrested for abusing kids, how come the royal family haven't been arrested yet?
Who's going to arrest them? Her Majesty's Police Service.
Police force, please.
Oh yes, of course, they've changed, aren't they?
Anton back. Right, okay. Snoop Shock. Oh. Why would you add that? Look, Rachel Riley's been on TV with no panties. What else have we got in here? Didn't you want to say something about Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook?
Well, yeah, I mean...
There's a company called Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah.
Or Analytics. It was actually, if you look online, that they're a service that the government or businessmen like corporations can use to get things done and influence people and find out information and then use it for vote rigging and stuff like this. Didn't you want to say something about them? And Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg in particular, I mean, let's face it, it's well known now that he started selling off loads of his shares before this hit the news, which is insider trading. So if everything is legitimate, he needs to be done for insider trading. Do you reckon he will be?
Insider trading? Yeah, no, of course he won't be. Have you heard about Jeremy Corbyn and all the Conservatives trying to call him and get all this rubbish that he's anti-Semitic?
Yes.
We've gone over Semitic before, haven't we, and what it actually means. It's the people of Arabia, the different tribes. So anybody that's, say, anti-Muslim or against people who practice the Muslim religion, the Islamic religion, are actually anti-Semitic. So that means all the Western governments who have had a war on Islam since the Crusades. Blagger let into Lingard's bedroom. I don't know who Lingard is. Wayne Rooney. He's got a big house. Ah, this is interesting, my friend. Look at this. Blue passports.
Oh, made in France.
Do you know the new ones? The new ones, apparently they're going to be blue. They were black before. And they're going to be made in France. Now ask yourself this a question. Apparently there are a lot of terrorist attacks in France. We know because the French government do a wonderful job of staging them.
Just like ours.
If they're not made in this country under lock and key, say in the Bank of England or some secure unit, that's going to be a security breach of all data information, isn't it?
Yes.
And that is key data information if all the passports are going to be made in France. Oh, wonderful government mind controllers we've got. Why? Oh, live us. Soon we will have a passport to the global economy. Yeah.
Your German accent needs some working.
It's the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, although there's going to be a hard or soft border, whatever that means. So it's not of Northern Ireland,
It's
is
just
it?
a distraction.
Racist Labour. And they've got the most sort of ethnically balanced politicians, haven't they?
They've also got the most paedophile politicians. When you check out around these countries, around these cities and whatnot, it's nearly always a Labour leader or controlled council where this paedophilia is going on. I'm not saying it's not happening in Conservative councils. In fact, I'm guarantee it is.
Oh, for sure.
Well, that's, for instance, KaK. Seen them all.
They're all at it. That's interesting. Everybody stood on the roof. Statues standing on top of ITV yesterday representing the UK weekly toll of S4 male suicide victims. What's an S4 male suicide?
Don't know. Section 4?
Section 4.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, have you seen Dynamo?
84, not S4.
Oh, sorry. 84 male suicide victims. Have you seen this picture of Dynamo? You know, the magician? And he's so charismatic. Look at his face. He put loads of weight on. He's been eating McDonald's or something like that. What's happened to his face? Look. Whoa. What's happened to him? Dynamo's smile of bravery. Magician Dynamo beams happily on a night out with friends. It doesn't look like he's beaming to me. The 34-year-old performer is being treated for Crohn's disease. Now, Crohn's disease, I've had that before. It's in the stomach and the colon. It's like IBS times 1,000. But out for dinner at London Chiltern Firehouse. Firehouse curries and stuff and chilies. That's going to be good for your Crohn's disease. Dynamo, real name Stephen Frayne, is diagnosed with bowel disease as a teenager. We'll be back. We've got to go.